Hey, it's John, also known as Little Blue Ford or LBF. So today is the Green Ranger project. I was gonna work on the F-150 some, but the fuel tank has to come down in that, and that's just not gonna happen today. Um, Unfortunately, because that's my ride right now. So anyway, I made a few videos for the Green Ranger and um, having some trouble accessing them. So we're going to go over a few things real quick and then I'll get to work on this project. So here is the Green Ranger project in its glory. It's a 2000 Ranger, 4-wheel drive, automatic, was a 4-liter V6. Um, Transmission went, and ever since I got the truck, I've been planned on doing a 5-liter V8 swap, and here we are. So this is a 98 5-liter that was converted to a 2000. Computer's 2000, fuel rail, and a few sensors. That's about all that really changed. Um, the uh, coolant lines to the heater core were pretty bad, so I did a custom AN aluminum sort of AN setup, and I'll try to show it here. You can see the one line right here. Put the phone down, dummy. So pipe thread coming out to T. Got the sensor. 45 street elbow to AN, and they come back, and there's a couple AN fittings right here. I guess you can kind of see it. Let me get some light on it. So I got hose barbs coming off for the intake lines, and then they go back, hook around, and come up over here, go back to the heater core. You can kind of see what I did. This does have the headers. These are Torque Monster headers. Gonna run AN for the power steering. See, this is just temporarily on there to keep stuff from falling in because I'm short a cap. Got new aluminum lines run for the transmission cooler. I still gotta put a few things back together here. Get the core support fitted. AC pump, alternator, plug wires, all that fun stuff. I did change the front differential to the one out of the Explorer, and I don't know if it was due to the change or not, but the front drive shafts ended up different. So as you can see here, I, not knowing, took the Ranger drive shaft, put a new U-joint in, which is this guy. The Explorer one's this guy, and we're a good inch or so short. So I'll have to change that U-joint over. I'll do that today, try to get that in. The rear axle is going to be changed from the drum type to a disc brake, the Explorer. And a lot of new suspension components. Just been kind of trying to give a good once over, fix anything that I can. So hopefully I don't have any problems down the road. Doing stainless exhaust from the headers back. some universal high flow cats, and a MagnaFlow crossover muffler. Duals out the back. It's going to be duals the whole way back. And should be a pretty fun project once I can get completed here. So on that note, I'm going to get to work. Hey, it's John here, also known as Little Blue Ford or LBF. So quick little update on the Green Ranger project here, and now I'm going to get back at it. My F-150 is dying a slow death and needs some serious work, and I need to get this project back on the road. So gonna try to hustle through a few things here, and just wanted to give a quick update and some minor changes to the game plan. Hopefully within the next week or so I'll have this back road worthy, but we'll see how it goes. So here we are. The core support is fitted. Took a little bit of tweaking, but it's fairly fitted at this point. Kicking around leaving it in place, decide it's going to come back out so I can give it a quick douse of paint, get some anti-corrosion stuff on, get some rust cleaned up, and put it right back in. Also, out of bolts, I started bolting this all together. As you can see here, got holes coming in from the side, got them everywhere that the spot welds were. These are stainless 1/4 button heads with the flange nuts. I'll need to get a few more because I'm running a little short. So it fits. The hood is on, the prop rod's there. That's all a good start. So let's go over a few things here. This guy is just sitting here, but he's gonna get fixed somewhere hereabouts, I think. This is out of an F-150, I believe it was an 07, and I've got it adapted to -6AN fittings. That's going to be my new transmission cooler. I'll have to make a few modifications. I was looking at putting this guy in, an electric power steering pump, which would go roughly here-ish. I'd have to do something a little different with the reservoir. I'd have to cut some of that out down there, make it fit. Not a whole lot because it'd get in the way of the tire and the fender well, but I think it'd fit reasonably well. The only problem is I'd have to do something different for the intake and these guys to make enough room, and that's just more than I want to get into right now with needing this truck on the road yesterday basically. But I don't see any reason why I can't research doing something different with these and the electric power steering pump later. I'll leave myself with provisions. I'm converting the -6AN on the factory pump, so it'll just be a matter of making up a different pressure and return line, get them fitted, and it'll be fine. The battery tray. So this plastic battery tray is out of an Explorer. The V8 Explorers anyway, at least. This will hold a 65 series battery. So I've got it attached to the core support. I drilled a new hole down through for that, and I drilled a hole and modified for the upper mount for it. So I can run the 65 series battery. I still gotta finish working on the battery cables and stuff here. Alternators mounted. Air conditioning pump, I need to get some bolts. That's going to go on my order here. Front's largely done. I just got to put a couple little patches in. I found some rough spots. You can see right here. I tried this one last time. So that little hole in the frame's going to get patched. That's not a big deal. Frame's pretty solid otherwise. So I got the suspension pretty well put together here. Gonna save the front sway bar until after I get the power steering squared away. Front brakes will have to go on sometime soon, and the next big thing is this rear axle here. So I need to service it. Gonna put some extra clutch discs in, new bushings, leaf springs. I'm gonna add a leaf. This is the Explorer 88. It's got disc brake 31 spline. So should be a nice little upgrade. That's gonna have to go in pretty soon. And aside from that, it's largely just gonna be bolting things back together here. And we should be good to go. One other thing that I'll mention, this core support. This hole I had to enlarge. It wasn't punched correctly. That's for the prop rod to rest on. And some of the holes on the inside I had to punch out, like here. They were dented, but they weren't fully punched. So I had to take a sharpened punch and split those open like they should be. But all in all, it's coming together. Alright, so it's snowing, which it's a little too warm to lay, but it's definitely hindering things here a bit. So I was working on the leaf springs. This was my original plan right here. I took the Explorer leaf pack. I took another Explorer leaf pack that I had and broke it apart. Well, I got two pairs naturally. So I cut the mainspring down to make a longer secondary leaf, and that was the original plan. But then I got to looking, and here I got the Explorer pack, and there's the cut down main from the second pack as a secondary. And then I was looking, and this leaf right here, that's from the other pack. It was actually longer than the shortest leaf here. So now I need to decide how I want to do this. If I want to have this pack, or pull the short leaf out and do this pack. So we'll see what everybody says. I'm keeping this truck spring under axle with this axle swap. I got the Explorer axle there under the plywood. So that's a 8.8 with disc brakes. So I'm keeping it spring under axle, and I'm going to use all the factory parts. There was some factory sort of traction bars and sway bar, and then there was a like a shock that was attached to the axle right there, up to the frame. This is the factory traction bar. So I was going to keep that stuff since I'm keeping the V8. So that's kind of the plan. I'm going to work on getting that axle out sometime here. Ended up with a big parts drop off today. My favorite parts store was here. Delivered me new brake cables and axle seals for this axle. And UPS was here with more bolts and fasteners so I can get moving on this. Right now I'm still waiting on the U-bolts and new U-bolt plates and the centering pins. That's all coming yet. The front is about ready to go back together at this point. Just gonna keep the factory power steering pump and run a AN line to it, dash 6 AN. What other updates? The whole front end can go together because I have the bolts now. And the only other thing I'm thinking about possibly doing is changing to the 5th gen or 01 and up style grille and headlight turn signal assemblies in the front. I'm gonna do that hood at some point, the power dome type hood mimicking the Super Duties. So that's all coming. I'm not going to end up doing that hood just yet, but I may do the grille and headlights. We'll see how things go. Probably going to make a junkyard run in the next couple days and hammer out what I can on this. So that's the latest update, and we'll see if anybody has opinions on the leaf springs. Either A, my original plan, B, with a lot of leaves, or C, mixing in a leaf. You can see that these other packs that I broke apart don't have as much arch, so that's a little bit of a concern with using them, which is why I kind of have to stop and think about this a little bit. But I'll keep everybody updated. Thank you.